Hello, yes, hello.
Hi.
Today, we are in a vehicle today to listen to Tyler, the Creator's new album, Call Me If You Get Lost. This is my sister right here, okay? And she's, I'd say, a bigger Tyler fan than me. Is that true?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how big of a fan you are, but I would say that I have... My fandom is bordering on obsession, I would say, at this point.
Dang, okay.
Okay, so, yes, I love Tyler a lot. I, love listening to him. I love drawing portraits of him. I have a Earthquake cover on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out.
I'll link it in the description down below.
Okay, so yes. A cool idea. Yeah, so I love Tyler a lot. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Well,
what's your favorite? No. What's your favorite Tyler album coming into this?
Igor,
that's a good pick. I would agree.
Maybe they want to know my music credentials.
Sure, yeah, you can tell them your music credentials.
Well, because I never done this before, so I'm feeling a little bit nervous. But so I went to university and got a music degree. Doesn't mean that I know anything necessarily. Yeah, so maybe that's a cool, I don't know, maybe that'll be an interesting perspective.
I don't know, you don't need to have a music degree to
talk
about music.
I would agree with you. I just literally took a course on how to listen to music, so I'm smarter
we basically
than all
have a pro.
I
said we basically have a pro here. A pro music critic right here.
Yeah, but my music training is in classical music, so it'll be interesting to kind of see, because Tyler does a lot of things that kind of transcend different genres of music, right? So even me as a person who was raised as a classical musician, obviously I listen to hip hop and R&B and everything else as well, but I always am impressed by how much of classical traditions, Western classical traditions he puts into his music. So yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
once again, this is my second time listening to this, so you guys have probably.
This is my first time though, but I've heard the couple of tracks that he released throughout this week. So
Sir Baudelaire is the first track. Wait, we need to talk about the travel aesthetic. Look at you get the travel aesthetic. You got the passport.
On the album art, you mean?
You got all the videos are kind of him just traveling the world. Oh yeah, he's also going with this character of Tyler Baudelaire. It's on the passport too. Tyler Baudelaire is his character. So it was Igor before. That was the character. Now it's Tyler Baudelaire. So
which he talked about in his earlier music, right? People were really upset at how controversial his earlier music was and some of the subject matter, but basically the way he justified it was well, people who make horror movies, you don't necessarily assume that the director is a sociopath, right? He's I can write music about things that are a little bit dark, and that doesn't mean that I'm committing those acts or I'm condoning them. So anyways, I don't know why.
Okay, let's just start. Let's just start. Okay, Sir Baudelaire, let's go.
The sun beaming.
Ooh, I like that bass line.
It's kind of dissonant.
Yeah, it's super dissonant. Every TikTok person, every music reviewer on TikTok, ooh, the dissonance. But actually that is true dissonance, right? And it's melodic dissonance because the interval, I'm trying to think of what the interval is.
I don't know.
But it's weird,
it
right?
makes
it's
this
unexpected.
unsettling, sinister
It is unsettling.
kind of feeling.
Yeah, because those aren't intervals that we're used to hearing. They're a little bit unexpected.
Call me if you get lost, baby.
Call me if you get lost, baby.
I will, Tyler, I will.
Alright, before we go into the next track, I will say that I'm still not the biggest fan of all the DJ ad-libs and vocals. Throughout the whole, I shouldn't spoil it, but it's pretty, there's a lot of them throughout the whole album.
Okay. Yeah, I could agree with you on that. I feel they take me out of it a little bit because I was really hoping to just get lost in the sound. And every time DJ
Call
Khaled.
Me If You Get Lost.
I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't
it's
DJ
not
Khaled.
it's
I know, but
DJ drama.
That's what it makes me think of, right? So yeah, I just feel it takes me out of it a little bit. But yeah, I really thought that melody was super interesting because it was very disconcerting. But then, of course, we get more, like, of our, like, a typical major tonality towards the end, right?
Big words. Big words, baby.
Big brain! Yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know where the next
Did you like it?
go. Yeah, like, I didn't feel like... It felt like not fully developed, right? Like, it doesn't feel like a full song that I would come back to and be like, let's listen to Sir Baudelaire. Like,
it's basically just an introduction to his character,
it's like
kind
an
of.
overture, and he does that with lots of his albums, right? He does, like, a little overture, introduces the themes, which, again, is, like, a classical music tradition, which I think is cool that he does that.
All right, we're going into Corso.
Oh, maybe not.
This sounds so much better in the car.
Oh, it's so good. Ooh, I love that. I love when he puts a little rest in between his speech. Like, which one?
That's pretty fire flow.
Obviously,
it's
it
pretty
doesn't sound
fire.
good when I do it, but I just love when he does that. It makes me just... It's just a little bit of something different. It's unexpected, so it keeps you...
There's a little flair.
Keeps you locked in. Yeah. Woo! Woo! That's, like, very old school.
Turn the noise up.
Ooh!
That little piano. Okay. So you can kind of tell it's not really similar to Igor.
No, not at all. That was like
like
a turn up like party track. I felt like with the like that reminds me of like the music I listened to in like the early 2000s.
Vocals.
You know, like it was like club.
club.
It felt like club music a little bit. I also like. I'm not really picking up on a lot of what he's saying, so I have no idea what the subject.
I had the lyrics in front of me, like reading them when I was doing mine. So, well, I don't know.
We're using all.
Do you want the lyrics in front of you?
I mean, it might help, right? Because I feel like good music is created when music interacts with lyrics and both enhance each other, right?
Well, I had them in front because I thought, I don't know, I was kind of surprised that he was going at this like kind of, because it's kind of like a love album again. He's kind of like the side bay, you know, but he's going at it with more like an aggressive tone compared to Igor. I mean, obviously some parts of Igor were aggressive,
he was just
but
like geeking, like he was just like infatuated for the first little bit. Well, it's a journey, right? Like, yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely more aggressive in my opinion, and in your face and abrasive. I gotta say, this is my least favorite song on the thing. I can't with the pandemic bars, okay? Oh.
Ooh, what is that? That's that little sample.
That laugh? That was from something on Igor.
No. Isn't it from an Earl?
I thought it was off something from Igor, like New Magic Wand or something.
Oh,
I think
maybe
he does
it
the
is.
laugh in there. And he's also, in this track, he's freaking mentioning like his Cherry Bomb days, Wolf days, Yonkers days. It's just a bunch of callbacks.
That's interesting.
The horns?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going into 42 Doug. I don't think you know who 42 Doug is.
No.
I didn't know who 42 Doug was either coming into this. But okay, we'll just play it and let's see what you think of it.
Yeah, I really don't like those horns. I think they sound cheesy. It's feeling really predictable at this point. Like, I love this. This is so, like, groovy.
Oh, wait, I forgot about this part. This is, a lot of people have speculated that this is Frank talking. Okay, we need to go back because it's Frank.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I freaking freaked out when I saw this on Genius and it said Frank Ocean and Tyler on the outro, even though it's just him talking.
But every little,
we need
fraction of Frank that you can get, hey?
Yeah. Okay, just listen to it and tell me if you think it sounds like Frank. Alright, straight into What's Your Name? This is one of my favorites.
Oh, already I like this so much better.
You look malnourished.
I think this is probably one of the most like catchy tracks on the album so far, at least. Like, this hook is nice. What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name?
It just feels like authentically Tyler. Like the thing, I guess that last track, like I feel like it could have been on any rap album. Like I wouldn't have even known if
the horns.
Like it just.
Oh, and
yeah,
I didn't
that
even.
Was quite disappointing.
I didn't even. What did you think of that 42 Doug guy? Did you like his vocals or no? I didn't like him at all, honestly. I think he ruined the song.
I didn't come for that, you know, like.
Pause. Pause.
I didn't do that either.
some people were mad at me that I didn't like his verse. His vocals sound really weird in my like.
Well, when he first came in, I liked them. I just like as it went on, I was like, okay, nothing's really changing, like
it's just
music-wise,
the same horns cutting out and coming
then,
back in.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't find it like bad, but I also was just like, okay, like this doesn't sound like like it felt out of place.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I agree.
That track was disappointing. Like, really, really was.
This is NBA Youngboy. It's wavy. Okay. Do we need to listen to Lumberjack? Because you've already heard it.
I would like to again, just so I can get the context. Yeah, that last one.
It's one of my favorites.
One, it feels like baby making music. Like he's too young to know what that is.
I've literally said that in the video.
Okay, well I didn't know that. But anyways, like it's just that's what it sounds like to me. Like and I love it. Like as a straight girl who just happens to love Tyler a lot, like it's kind of fun for him to be like playing a straight guy in this. That's kind of enjoyable.
Nice. There you have it. An absolute baby maker of a analysis.
I like it. Yeah, it was great. It just like was a feel good, like nothing like
super groundbreaking.
No, nothing groundbreaking, but that doesn't necessarily always need to happen. Like it was very enjoyable to listen to.
Oh,
it had all the right ingredients.
What did you think of NBA Youngboy's verse? I thought he freaking killed it.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I haven't been a big fan of Youngboy before this, but I thought he fits so well over this lo-fi kind of groovy little R&B, whatever you want to call it.
Again, track. Like not life-changing for me. I'd maybe have to go back and like really listen to it. But the vocals, like the backing vocals, right? Because that was Ty Dolla $ign that was doing the backing vocals.
Those are nice.
Those were like he's so good. Yeah.
Also, I think Tyler. I said this in my video, but I want to see what you think. I think Tyler does a better job than most people of like putting features in an album where they actually like fit. Like lots of people just get like a big name artist for the clicks, but Tyler actually puts them on and makes them like gets the best out of them, you know. Except for 42 Doug, doo-doo.
Speaking of that, he originally wrote Who Dat Boy.
Who did?
For somebody else.
Oh, Tyler.
Am I wrong about that? Let me know if I'm wrong about that. He originally wrote that for someone else because he like in his mind he was like, I have this song I want to write, but like I don't think it's for me to do. I think someone else would do it better. And I think it was Schoolboy Q. I think that's who. I could be totally wrong.
We need a Schoolboy Q version of Who Dat Boy. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, but then he just like apparently never emailed him back or something like that. He was just like, okay.
And Tyler made it way better than Schoolboy Q probably could.
100%. But yeah. So he just had this song that was like left over, and then he asked A$AP to be on it. Which like you ask A$AP to be on anything, and it's gonna be good.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, the keys are nice and sinister.
That little semitone is still going, hey?
Okay. Thoughts on Lumberjack before we go? What the heck? Why did it go into that?
Yeah, so I already heard Lumberjack just because it was released a little bit earlier. But yeah, like I wish I could understand more of what he was saying.
I think it's just like a flex.
But
he's just flexing.
That's kind of what it sounds like to me. But what's interesting, like I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to listen to the music without knowing what the lyrics are. Because then you can kind of get a fair assessment of, like, does the music... Then when you go and look at the lyrics, does the music support it? Because what I'm getting from the music is, you have that constant semitone, right? That's being played throughout the entire thing. Right? Commonly used in Jaws. It's like... It's meant to build tension, right? That's literally what the semitone does. So... Yeah, like, tension continues.
I feel like with a lot of songs, if the production and the sound of it can, like... support what the lyrics are saying, you can kind of get what the lyrics are saying without even listening to them. Honestly,
that's fair. Okay, cool. Next one.
Hot Wind Blows. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Don't say it.
Let's just go. Hot Wind Blows with
Okay.
Lil Wayne.
Is it about a fart?
The legend. Maybe. I never thought of that.
Ooh,
That's the most beautiful fart if it is a fart.
Sexy little flute.
We all got our toes out too.
Toes?
Oh, the piano. Okay, so one thing I love about all of Tyler's music, like, we know he's a piano player, but his piano tracks are always, like, so messy. Like, he's hitting random keys here and there, and, like, I don't know, I mean, like,
But
for me...
it's also really subtle. He's really quiet in the
Yeah, and
mix.
it's not like he's bad at playing. Like, that's not the impression I get. It's just, like, I don't know, you hear so much, like... For me, as a classical musician and a piano player, you hear so much, like, perfect piano all the time that, like, it's nice to feel something that just has a bit more emotion in it, because playing wrong notes gives me the sense that he's playing it with emotion, right? Because usually if you're, like, going ham, you're gonna hit some wrong notes. Anyways, that's one thing I really, really love.
That sample is really nice. That sample is so good. If it is a sample.
Oh, I didn't realize. What? What?
Yeah, Lil Wayne killed it. Except, I didn't point that out in my first reaction. What is that vocal? What is that vocal, Lil Wayne? Can we go back?
What was it? I didn't...
It sounded like, I get people sing things like, not everything has to be sung perfectly, but
No.
there's a point, that just sounded really bad in my opinion.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dude sounded like he was busting a nut mid-sentence.
That's exactly what I thought.
It was so bad.
I mean, okay, yeah, no, I agree with you. There are times when, like, bad vocals are actually, like, totally
Bad.
effective. No, well, no,
Oh,
but when
well,
they can be
yeah.
effective if they're intentional, right? If you're doing it.
That was
Like,
just bad, though.
Tyler's vocals are not the best, but, like, they work because of,
And it doesn't
the-
sound like
like-
he's busting a nut mid-sentence.
yeah. His identity, okay, ignoring that. I mean, yes, that is what it sounded like. But, like, Tyler's identity, I feel like, is not fully formed. So, like, also his music being, like, fully perfect wouldn't fit with, like, his personal reality, right?
True.
That's how I feel. But
But other than that, what did you think of Lil Wayne's verse?
Oh, it was so good.
It was.
Was it? Maybe
fire.
that was meant to be. Maybe that was meant to be funny because it was
Maybe.
like so bad that it was funny.
Mazza, we're going into it.
Okay, definitely more like groovy.
I'm just gonna vibe to this, okay? Because I love this song.
Okay, hold on.
He said, I was so shifty, so that's why Cherry Bomb was so shifty or something like that.
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a Cherry
Okay,
Bomb
cool.
line.
Okay, cool.
We're around
Okay.
there somewhere.
Yeah. I thought I heard the puberty line, but I wasn't sure. Okay, I love that.
I never noticed the pothole line. That's a reference to Flower Boy. That line is legendary.
I know.
Got too much self-respect. I wash my hands before I piss. He does it before, bro.
It's not a bad idea. Why doesn't
That's-
everybody do that?
That's a bar. This is where I don't want the DJ vocals. I
Yeah,
just
why
wanna
does that
hear
need
the
to be in
instrument.
there? That is really frustrating. Ooh.
Voice cracking emotion.
Yeah.
One of the best verses from the album, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like this is finally, like, I feel like this is the most vulnerable track so far. Like, finally, I feel like he's being honest with us. I almost feel like, and maybe that's the point of those first few tracks, because I really felt like I was like, this doesn't feel like Tyler, like, they feel inauthentic. I mean, we already talked about how he's potentially playing a character. All of a sudden now, I feel like he has shifted and is now opening up to us a little bit more. And maybe it's just for the
I don't know.
juxtaposition that's why that's done.
I don't know why, but this vocal delivery was giving me like "You" by Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar vibes,
yeah. I had
with
the
the
same
voice
thought.
cracking and the emotion in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of vocal variety. Where was the one? Yeah, like
Sleep
and
with a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just felt like the more sinister the lyrics became, like it was a very slow progression from like being kind of just chill, casual lyrics to like, oh, we're actually talking about something a lot more serious than what we originally thought, and the vocal tone matches that, which is really cool.
Check your resources, nigga.
But see, again, he's using a brighter vocal tone, and I can understand him way better. I don't even need to look at the words.
Well, I think
Anyways.
it's because this is more of a positive. He's like, I got all this confidence. I don't
Yeah.
care what y'all think about me, you know?
And it's a more casual conversation. It's less performative. Like, generally men, when they are speaking in front of a cloud...
Cloud?
and speaking in front of a crowd, they deepen their voices. When they're hanging out with their friends, their voices tend to be higher. That's just an observation, by the way. That's not, like,
really-
scientific at all, but...
This is like a feel-good, inspirational track, you know?
Yeah, but it's still sort of melancholy somehow. What is that, do you think? A French horn?
Sounds like it. And here's like the club vocals, turn-up vocals again. Don't run it up!
I was about to say I'm getting bored, but that...
Yeah, that's what I said in mine. The outro seems just a bit too long. But
Yeah,
other than that, I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah, again, but now I feel like we're kind of getting back to this, like, flexing, like, really, like, cocky, kind of arrogant vocals, which, like, is not...
I like this one, though, because it's more like, I don't know, it feels like...
It's a little vibey.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It just feels, it feels joyous.
Yeah, no, I do like,
feels-
I like the music
gotta-
part. Sorry. Oh.
Like
I'm
holding
pointing it at my...
down there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm doing... Yeah. Yeah, I just, like, the music part of it was great. I guess I'm just, like,
You just
a
want
little
that
bit...
Igor?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess, you know, when you're, like, when you have an album that's as successful as Igor, if you want to just take an album and be like, yo, I did it, like, look how great I am, I mean, that's your prerogative, you can do that, but, I don't know, I like Tyler's honesty, that's, like, why I listen to him, and, I don't know, like, you don't have to, like, I don't know.
To be, like, freaking depressed all the time.
No, exactly, like, we conflate, like, honesty with just sad emotions a lot of times, like, oh, they're depressed, so they're, like, so real, whereas, like, you can also be real and be happy too, and maybe he's just, like, finally happy, which
I feel like,
makes me happy for him.
yeah, I don't know.
Did you want to say something?
I just want to say, I didn't love that track on the first listen, but
you like it more now?
I like it more now, and
Okay.
it bangs in the car. So there's some
It
music.
bangs in the
it
car.
bangs in the car. There's some music that's meant for headphones. There's some music that's better in a car. This is definitely
Okay.
better in a car,
Okay.
in my opinion, because the bass just. Oh, okay, let's keep going. Outro's a bit long.
I love that. I think it's a French horn. I love that.
So, say something about black. Bitch, suck my. Go, Rob. Move to my soul come. Let them serpents rattle, baby.
Oh!
Beat switch. This is Domo Genesis.
Na, 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 in the
Former
background.
member of Odd Future.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I noticed
But
that.
that beat switch is nasty.
That was so good. Oh, okay. Oh, what is that? Because you think it's gonna be
Music nerd just nerding out over here.
Well, okay, so you think it's gonna be, because I think there were a couple times we went do do do, but then he changes his top note.
Da,
Do
da.
do do. It goes a little bit sharp, which is so unsettling. What did he say?
That cancel line. I was canceled before.
Canceled became a thing, basically, is what
Twitter
he's saying.
fingers or something.
Yeah. Well, that
Tyler was
cancellation.
canceled. Tyler said a lot of.
He was
questionable
actually, like, the thing is, cancellation, like, cancel culture is, do we want to get into this? Cancel culture has, like, so many different definitions depending on who you ask, but, like, true cancellation, like, he was truly canceled, like, he was banned from certain countries.
Was he banned from the UK or something?
He was banned from Australia, I know that, I don't know where else, but, yeah, yeah.
Which is stupid because people, there's like, literally, if you listen, like, Death Grips says way freaking worse stuff in their stuff.
Stuff in there.
Stuff in their stuff. Like, MC Ride's just, like, spitting out the most vulgar and, like, freaking.
I mean, yeah, I can.
Satanic stuff you can ever freaking. I'll say it again. Kendrick vibes with this. I don't know why, but when he says use, I feel like Kendrick did a flow in a song off TPAB that like exactly like this?
Yeah, so okay, so again, I
vibes.
wasn't reading the lyrics, but here's the vibe I'm getting is like with that, like those singers in the background. I wouldn't call it a choir because to me it sounds like just two singers, but they're using that choral vocal technique. I get religious vibes, but like religious vibes for the purpose of criticizing
Like in like
that
criticizing
environment.
religion?
Yeah, like I don't know, and maybe it's just
Like,
my
kinda
own
just-
religious trauma poking out, but like
He's just kind of poking fun at it.
no, like I mean, again, I didn't read the lyrics, but like I just find like you hear something like that, I'm just getting like church vibes from it. But I also know Tyler's maybe not the most like churchy guy based on, you know, the way that we think about it generally. So
It's
that's my guess.
It's that juxtaposition.
it is
I
the
guess you could say.
juxtaposition is what it is. So anyways, that's the vibe I'm getting, but I don't know what the lyrics are, so it'll be interesting to look at them.
We should actually like hurry because there's like a 10-minute track and there's another 8-minute track in this thing. So going into this is like a 2-part song, you know.
Okay. Yep. Like Gone Gone Thank You.
Also, wait, can I say something? I feel like
Yes.
Tyler could have narrated a lot of this more than the DJ did. I feel like Tyler's speaking, I mean, the DJ is kind of just yelling, but I feel like Tyler's speaking voice is so much more satisfying, as sus as that may seem. I like listening to Tyler's speaking voice, okay? It's deep. It's
Oh,
satisfying.
100%.
I would rather
It
listen to
is
him, like,
sexy.
doing this narration than DJ Drama going, "Call me when you get lost!"
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
don't...
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe... Yeah, okay, you said it first, so, like, maybe that's why I'm thinking that.
And I get
But-
it's like a classic, like hip-hop, old school, like thing that they would do on
Yeah,
on
and
albums, but
maybe that's just, like, a callback to, like, his roots. I don't know, but I just feel like it's a little bit overdone. Like, it just doesn't need to... need to be there. It takes me out of it every single time.
yeah.
Wait, this is like in
Igor.
Thank You. Yeah, in Igor. What? Oh. Oof. I mean.
Can you pause it?
Can you
Do you like that chorus? I don't like the chorus.
No, I think it's cheesy.
I
You
think
should
I've-
call you Sugar
I
because
think- I
you're
feel like-
so sweet.
I feel like I've heard that writing, those exact lyrics in like a
Yeah.
million songs.
But I also felt that way when Tyler says, "I wonder if you look both ways when you cross my mind."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
but I mean, again, that song is so good that it works. And I also think like when you're super in love, it makes you do like corny, cheesy things sometimes. But yeah, no, it just feels like a bad pickup line. So sweet. Ooh!
Move it!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're
Oh, now we're getting into like
Reggae.
it's a bossa beat. Thump.
Yeah, my analysis was tropical in my video.
Yeah. That's a
couldn't
it's a
think of the right
bossa.
word.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this is the second part now.
Okay, can I just say though? Okay, yes, I thought that hook was really corny at the beginning,
But his singing
but they
was
did
nice.
enough with it. Like the singing was nice.
What's up, boys?
Okay.
Trying to listen to Call Me If You Get Lost?
Stop.
Sick, dude.
Oh, they scare me.
You should call me Sugar.
Oh yeah, like the way that they transformed that line and did different things with it, it made it work for me. Like I was saying before, I'm fine with a corny line because sometimes people are just corny and that's fine.
Oh,
Especially
you know all about that. So do I. Again with the worldwide theme.
Yes. I love all things international. Who said that? Let me know in the comments.
Who said it?
So what makes you
Oh, I love it so much. Ah! Key change.
Okay. thoughts on that one?
I loved it. It was just such a good time.
I just think it was. I like it a lot. I just think it's a bit too long.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like I don't know. Like just.
But I mean, sometimes I don't know. I think it just depends on what kind of mood you're in. 'Cause sometimes you're just like in the mood to be taken on a journey,
it's a nice little
and
vibe.
you know, Mama Talk.
This is just a skit.
Oh.
I'm fine.
It's funny,
What you
though.
doing?
This is his mom.
I bossed up on teachers, principals, mamas, kids.
As you should. Yes. We love a mama bear. She just said, "I'll beat up kids over my kids." No, that was just awesome. I loved it.
funny.
Yeah, it was just great.
Okay.
I love a mama bear. That makes me so happy. Whoa!
He's going, please don't go. Please just stay. It could be talking about his fans, because his fan base is
yeah.
probably pretty divided with
Yeah.
his stuff and then his Flower Boy Eager Boys.
Yeah, so
Eager Boy. Eager Boy.
Eager boys. I
Flower Boy,
mean,
Eager Boy.
yes. Yeah, no, I feel like
But
the
it also
more
could be the love interest as well.
could be, yeah, but I do like that first interpretation. By the way, the artist is not always right. Right? Like, your interpretation of a piece of art is just as right as what the artist
yeah,
intended, right? Because what they put out can change based on who's listening to it. But I do like that interpretation because I feel like the more successful you get, a lot of times, the more pressure you feel to keep that momentum. And, like, Igor, I mean, maybe he knew it was going to be as successful as he did, but, like, I can't think, like, that album changed my life. Yeah, it's cringy, but it did, like, it was amazing. And so, like, I feel like when you do something that, like, of that caliber, yes, magnitude. You feel like you constantly have to top it. And that's really stressful. And I feel like a lot of artists go through that.
This is the one that kind of reminded me of Tamale for some reason. You see what I mean? Like not
Tamale.
like just the rhythm and the beat of it and his flow reminds me.
Maybe.
Of it. Not the energy of it at all.
No.
But
maybe.
I don't know.
It's also really late, and that could be it too. He's talking about his career right now.
Yeah.
And think about the title, Rise. Like, yeah. Duh. Rise. That was pretty. He's like, here's.
He said movies soon. Maybe he is gonna direct a movie.
That
Remember
would
I
be
was saying that to you,
amazing.
that I wanted
Well,
to
because in
direct
those
a
little
movie?
shorts that he posted, we were like, oh,
He needs to
Wes
direct a
Anderson
movie.
2.0? Question mark? Yeah.
He said movies soon. So.
Yeah, no, this just kind of feels like a little journal entry, this little track. Like, it's just like, and here's what I did today. Became one of the most successful hip-hop artists in the world.
My fucking hair won't grow. It's been like 2 years. And
What did he
like
say?
2 inches.
He said
Hair?
The only flaw is my hair won't grow. It's been like
Oh.
2 years and it's like
Oh,
2 inches
okay.
or something.
Living broke, so.
No, it's a letter to a friend. It's not a journal entry. I'm an idiot.
Baby?
Juggernaut.
Lil Uzi? Pharrell? What? Oh, I thought it was gonna go. Level up. Level up.
Say the money coming in, yeah, that's true. The more money I get, I won't sex you. The glam I wreck you.
She likes it.
Mine is yours.
I mean, I like it a bit more now. I feel like everyone's gonna love that song, and I just don't. I don't know.
I like it because I feel like I can turn up to it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
And I love a great turn up track.
It's definitely a turn up track. It's just I don't know.
A
it feels
turnip
little-
track?
It's a turn up track, but it feels a little bit too disorganized in my opinion. Like the,
Yeah, but it was like short enough that like who cares? Like I'm like
the metallic bow 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 bow. It just sounds like Tyler trying to do something like super out there, but it just doesn't really fit in my opinion. But I don't know. I like it more now than I first heard it.
I'm indifferent. Like I like it, but it's not like life changing.
I thought Uzi's verse was really good though.
Yeah. That's what I liked too. Yes.
Okay, Wilshire.
Agree.
Wilshire. This is like a lyrical miracle.
Oh, what a
track,
lyrical
so- well,
miracle.
it's not like lyrical, but it's like he's really like honest, you know. And there's lots of like interesting stuff. So we gotta kind of pull up the lyrics here, and it's 8 minutes. So it's kind of just like a storytelling thing.
I ain't even wanna fuck 'cause your presence was enough. You and
I love that. Okay, I just have to stop because that line makes me think of, there's like a TikTok. Somebody said on TikTok, like, you know you really like someone when it makes you uncomfortable, like, thinking of sleeping with them, right? That's literally what he's saying right now.
It's like that 911 / Mr. Lonely track where he's talking about all the things he has, but he's still lonely. Like, he's got all these cars, all these freaking materialistic things, you know, but he, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Similar to that.
It's just another chapter in the book.
Alrighty. I think that's the best song on the album, in my opinion. It has... That has the risk for me of being, like, really boring, because it's an 8-minute song of him just, like, rapping and the beat doesn't change at all.
Yeah, the music doesn't change at all.
But I think the writing is really interesting, which keeps it interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad I read it because, again, like, I'm a visual learner, so I can't, like, somebody talks at me and I just, like, don't understand what they're saying, or, like, reads to me, like, I have to physically see the words myself. Yeah, it was, like, I just feel sad for him. It just, life just sucks. Like, it just sucks because, like, for him, that relationship was so beautiful, and it's like, how can something that feels so good for me be wrong? Because, it was because she was with somebody else, but it's just like, yeah, and when he says that line about, like, yeah, like, adults don't know any better than kids what they're doing.
Facts.
And that just, like, that hits, because, like, yeah, that's just how it is. For me, it's tough because, again, like...
It's not something you would just, like, put on in the car.
Yeah, you're like, oh, let's listen to this. Yeah.
You kind of just have to sit down and, like, just listen. Like, it's not something you play, like, I don't know.
Often. Yeah. No. Like, I almost think one listen, maybe a couple listens is enough, and then I probably would never come back to it again, but that doesn't mean it's not good. There are movies that I love that I'd never watch again. There are books that I love that I'd never read again because it's just not necessary.
All right, last one.
This is the last track?
Safari.
Okay.
I kind of forget what this sounds like.
Only thing we ain't traveled is time. Boy, records are like bleach. I could travel.
Only thing we haven't traveled is time. I feel like that's kind of like wrapping up the entire album, you know? Because it's been this whole traveling theme. It's been worldwide, international. He's like, I don't know, he's gone all these places, but I feel like he hasn't, like, I don't know, he feels like maybe he hasn't really grown.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, the traveling motif is not the thing that's, like, the most poignant to me from the album, but maybe that's the point, is that, like, you feel like you acquire places, and, like, the more places you visit, the more worldly and, like, intelligent you become, and, like, the more full your life becomes, but that's not necessarily true, especially as a celebrity. Like, you can kind of go wherever and do whatever to an extent, right? Like, you have at least the funds to be able to do so, and... Oh, this is, oh my gosh. Bum, bum, bum. I hear some...
Flower Boy?
I hear some Flower Boy, but I also hear some Earthquake in there, too.
It sounds like something off Flower Boy.
Yeah, it does sound like something off Flower Boy.
Hey! Hey!
Coochie trim. Home about 100 million niggas. It's 30M. Woof. And like that.
We gone.
We gone.
There you go. Call me if you get lost. Can I say something quick?
Yeah.
Off my second listen to this, the DJ vocals were a lot less annoying in my opinion. I feel like when I'm paying attention to them more now, they add more to it. Somehow. I don't know. They just do. Give us
So
your
at first they were
final
annoying.
thoughts.
I mean, that's kind of like me. Like, you meet me and I'm annoying. But then, like, the more you listen to me, the more you get to know me, the less annoying I guess I become. Or you just accept it. You're like, okay, well, I guess this is just my reality now. Yeah, I'm hoping that my second listen will bring me some more satisfaction. I feel a little bit underwhelmed, but also it could be because it's 11:59, and I'm a grandmother, so this is very late for me. There were tracks that really blew me away, can't for the life of me remember which ones they were.
Like this sweet slash I thought you wanted.
Yeah. Like there were some that really did it for me, but I feel like the album as a whole, like I just didn't see, like there were certain musical motifs that were linking
it's
it, like
not
the
really-
flute, like it just didn't feel super cohesive.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like
I mean, maybe.
Igor is more of like a concept album. This doesn't
Yeah.
feel as much as like a concept album as a bunch of different thoughts.
Yeah, but so was Flower Boy, so I guess that's just kind of what we've come to expect from
These-
him.
What?
That's what I thought this would
Concept
be,
album?
yeah, because the last two have been, and I guess that's just what I expected, and that's not what I got, and that's okay. I do feel like there were tracks where he was maybe more honest than ever.
I feel like Tyler's just a happy dude in general.
Yeah,
So him being happy, that's just him being honest.
yeah, and like I think that's
But
kind of refreshing in a
The
way.
only time he wasn't happy when he was when he was talking about him being the side bae, you know?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
There
know.
was moments where he was joyous and he's like, I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying? I got all this stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
then there's like the tracks like freaking Wilshire where he's just ranting. pretty
Yeah,
much
like,
every
and I
minute.
guess that's why, like, I feel a little bit, like, disoriented because I don't
Yeah.
feel like it followed, like, I'm confused at where we ended up. Like, I don't feel like it was a story that had a beginning, middle, and end, and we're somewhere different than we were at the beginning. I feel like I've been going in circles this whole time.
But maybe that's how he
But
feels.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, if that was his intention, it was effective. Because I do feel quite disoriented. I think that there will be, like, specific tracks that I pick out of this and listen to. I know that there will be. I just don't remember which ones they are. But
You know what I want Tyler to do? You know what would be sick? If he released a full, like, visual component for the whole album.
yeah.
Because I feel like his visuals help him out a lot, too.
Well, and I feel like the visuals exist within the music. Like, you listen to this music and you can see things in front of your
That sounds
eyes.
so pretentious.
I know. I hated that so much. It sounded either pretentious or like I'm really stoned. But yeah, like his music does paint a picture, if you will, and I love the visual components of his videos as well.
I'm trying to... What was the thing? I had a realization, but now it's gone from my brain.
Should I start
brain's
driving and then
fried.
maybe you'll remember it?
Yeah, we could drive home while we keep talking
Okay.
about this.
Just hold
Okay.
the camera so that it doesn't.
True,
kill
yeah.
me, please.
Okay,
I'm
so
actually a little bit
we're gonna wrap this up here.
stoked.
We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna wrap this up. Our
are-
our thoughts on "Call Me If You Get Lost" by Tyler the Creator. Overall, I don't know if you like comparing albums. Did you like it more or less than Igor? Off of a first listen.
Off of a first lesson, I don't. Lesson.
Lesson.
Off of the first listen, I do not like it as much as Igor. Not
too.
even. I don't.
Not
Where
even close.
Where is the curve?
I don't know.
Yeah, it honestly for me it doesn't compare. Unfortunately, I just feel sad because like I literally feel like what Tyler was kind of expressing, you know, his fear of not being able to top what he's done before. Like it feels like by me saying
kinda
that,
came true.
that's being realized and that I'm contributing to that. But like Tyler, you know I love you till the day we both die.
Also,
in each other's arms.
I have something to say.
What?
There's a lot of Tyler fanboys in the comments of my reaction.
I haven't even watched your. I mean, obviously, I haven't watched your.
Talking about how I'm not an OG Tyler fan, and yes, I'm not an OG Tyler fan, but that doesn't mean that I can't give an opinion on his music, and I think he does better with a more pop sound than a hip hop sound, in my opinion. So, like Igor and Flower Boy are just his best albums, in my opinion.
I think his earlier, like, really rap-heavy albums, though, like, they were, like, so aggressive and so, like, edgy that
It's kind of
it
annoying
worked
at
more.
times.
No, I love that. Like, it's just so, like, it achieves what it sets out to do, and I feel very confused after listening to
I feel
this.
different, honestly. I feel like this is probably his best hip hop album, in my opinion.
Okay, that's
Because
fine.
I feel like it's,
yeah,
I feel like
I
it's
disagree.
like the earlier stuff is just, it's like you can have something that's like abrasive and in your face and just out there and wild,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like that stuff is just to the point where it's kind of like annoying. you
Yeah,
know?
but when it first came out, though, like, I'm trying to think, how old I was when it first came out, but you would have been too young to have listened to it at that point.
Yeah.
Like, when it first came out, it was very different than the other stuff we were hearing.
True.
Like,
yeah.
I remember watching the IFHY video and being scared out of my mind. Like, I was terrified. I was like, how is he doing this to me? And it was awesome. Like,
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like this album's more mature. And I feel like he's more likable in this.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
It might not
his
be-
early music does not make him.
It might not be as,
likable.
like, eye-catching or, like, it might not, like, shock you or anything, but, like, I don't know. I just feel like he's more likable.
Shock value for the sake of shock value is not, it doesn't work. Like, if that's your only objective is just to shock people, that's not going to work. So there needs to be, like, an element of honesty, and there needs to be a reason for why you're trying to shock people.
I gotta
guess.
hold the camera while
Oh,
we
yeah,
do this
sorry,
sick turn. Okay, did you like it more than Flower Boy or less? I don't know. Less? Me too.
It's just like, it's too bad because again, this is just how I'm feeling now. This could change. Whoop. Obviously, this could change. Like,
This could change, bro.
there are lots of Tyler's, like, there are so many songs by so many artists that I don't love until much later, and I tend to find, like, the more I like a song initially, the less I like it later on. And if a song takes longer for me to like it, usually it's something that I will continue to like for a long time. Like, if something's catchy right off the bat, like, I'll like it for a few weeks, and then I'm done with it, right? So I guess I shouldn't be discouraged by the fact that I'm not feeling this all that much right now. But again, there were specific tracks that really did do it for me, and yeah, I guess I just need to process it a little bit more.
Okay, I'm gonna give my final thoughts now. I'm gonna say I like the production. Production's pretty good throughout, you know what I'm saying? Tyler's writing on this was pretty interesting throughout. I thought the writing was actually, it was more, not more interesting, but more, like, complex compared to Igor, because
Yeah.
Igor is just a lot of, like,
It's a
repeating
sound-focused album. Like, the music is the main focus of Igor, and there are, like, a few kind of repeating little lines throughout each track, right? Yeah, I would agree. I think the writing is great.
I thought the energy on some of them was really good as well. There's some good energy, some stuff that you could freaking bang your head to, you know, and get hyped to. But it was a little bit disjointed at points, maybe, and it's kind of hard to see, like, the full
Yeah.
picture of it.
Yeah.
But maybe we're just idiots. That could be the freaking.
That is probably the most plausible answer.
probably. I mean, there is like themes throughout, but I don't know.
Yeah, I need to sit down with the lyrics, I think. I think that's going to be the next step for me, because I'm getting some vibes from the music, and I need to see if the lyrics actually match what I'm currently feeling. But right now, I'm just feeling a little bit disoriented because there were so many different things happening,
All right.
if you will.
Is that it? Are those our thoughts? I guess.
Yeah,
I guess
mean,
that's what you're gonna get. As terrible as it might be. But I did like bro, people in the comments, you say one negative thing,
And
like,
they're he hated it,
you
and
expect
we must cancel
they
him.
expect you to say nothing negative about anything ever. It's like, bro, I don't have to like everything I freaking hear. I still like this album, bro. I just didn't love every single part of it, okay?
Yeah, like,
I'm talking to you, Jeff. I know there's a Jeff out there just watching. Or Jimothy.
Bethany or Brittany, maybe.
Bethany or Brittany.
Those would be the kind of people to... Actually, no, they would not be listening to...
Yeah, they would not.
No. They would be listening to Switchfoot.
But yeah, also I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
I don't know if you have anything else to say.
No, you go.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say recency bias. I feel like I did this with Roadrunner. I thought it was the best thing ever when I first listened to it. But then you kind of, when you listen to a new album, I get you can be a fan of someone, but I feel like people look at certain artists as such godlike figures that they think
they can never do anything wrong.
they can't do anything wrong, and like. It's fine if you don't like something that Tyler does, even if you're a big Tyler fan.
Yeah, it doesn't
like,
even necessarily mean he did something wrong. Like,
It's just
if
not
he were
for
writing,
you.
like, if he's writing authentically, his music isn't going to appeal to every single person because I'm not going to experience life in the exact same way that he does. But there's probably a handful, you know, a few thousand people that do, and that have experienced what he's describing, and that song is for them. It's not for me. It doesn't mean it's not a good song. It's just that I can't personally relate. Like, you know, the song about him being a side bae, like that. I've never experienced that. If I had, I probably would relate to that song more, right? Like, it doesn't mean that we dislike it or think it's bad. It's just like, didn't do it for me, but
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't. If it did do it for everybody, it's probably not a very good song. If art isn't polarizing, it's probably not very good.
Oh, preach! That's a good note to end it off on. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming. It was a great time. Thank you guys for coming along with us, and we're gonna continue coming.
Stop.
And yeah, Tyler the Creator. Call me if you get lost.
Yeah, call me anytime, Tyler. Anytime.
Me too.
Day or night.
If you have Frank's number, Tyler, just give me. I don't even care about you
we
anymore.
don't need to get into
Frank, if you
the man
have Frank's number, give me his number. Okay, I need his number. Give it to me. Do you see this? Do you see the dedication here? I know I just talked about not worshiping artists like gods, but Frank is a god. No, he's not, but he is. Okay, bye.